The tropics are heating up, to say the least. We now have Hurricane Beryl making a beeline, heading westbound into the Caribbean Sea right now. Look out for the island of Grenada. Very soon, this storm is going to make its presence known basically just south of Barbados and towards Trinidad and Tobago, north of there. So again, getting pretty close to St. John's and St. Thomas Islands. This storm is moving to the west around 20 miles an hour. Late yesterday on your Sunday evening, it was a Category 4 hurricane, and it's still a Category 3 hurricane with winds sustained of 120 miles an hour. So we're talking about very strong wind, catastrophic wind, some flooding rains and storm surge, making for some very rough conditions right now across the southern and western or eastern portions of the Caribbean Sea. It's going to be continuing to trek its way to the west, getting pretty far south of San Juan, Puerto Rico as a Category 4 hurricane, most likely during later on Tuesday. And this storm continuing to be a really quick moving storm. Notice it kind of getting towards Haiti and towards Jamaica. South of Cuba is where the track of the storm is. So the good news is it's going to be in open waters more than hitting islands in the Caribbean if it takes that center to south track on this trajectory. But keep in mind, the more open and body of water that it does hit, the most likely that this storm will continue to strengthen. So keep that in mind as our friends in the Yucatan Peninsula of Mexico likely picking up this hurricane here as we take a look at Beryl's track later on this week, just after Independence Day. Heading into the weekend, it's going to be drilling much of the Mexico coastline there with the Gulf of Mexico towards Belize and just north of San Salvador. So again, it's going to be looking to be making landfall in the extreme southern Gulf of Mexico later on this week, heading into the weekend. This puts in perspective how strong Category 3 to Category 4 impacts can be when it comes to the hurricane. Storm surge with a Category 3 hurricane range from 9 to 12 feet. We're talking about sustained wind between 111 and 130 miles an hour. And when this hurricane is going to be making landfalls of perhaps a Category 4 hurricane, which it was late on your Sunday, this is wind between 131 to 155 miles an hour and about 13 to 18 feet. With the storm surge, that means that power outages could last months for some of these islands and some of these territories. Significant damage is going to be on roofs and exterior walls, and all homes near the coastline are going to be completely flooded with that kind of storm surge. So a very serious storm underway early in the hurricane season. We also do have Tropical Storm Chris. Luckily, this is now hitting land in upper terrain spots of Mexico. So Tropical Storm Chris is going to become remnants here pretty soon and weakening pretty quick as well. And I also want to mention that we're watching a third area of interest right now in the Atlantic Basin. This one actually is a 40% chance of forming into a named hurricane or tropical system that'll be on the list of D. That'll be the fourth so far this year. So you can see this is actually a look at our tropical storm activity, Atlantic hurricane and tropical storm activity in a given hurricane season. Right now, of course, the 1st of July, we're sitting in the beginning stages. We've already been seeing 3 named storms, and of course the peak of hurricane season is in early September. So we're watching the tropics very closely, and we're going to be keeping you posted here around the clock with the First Alert Storm Team.